It's an anime intro. I didn't watch the anime, but I know the song because I used to be such a big weeaboo. No, never.
Okay, so looks like someone dropped. So we just oh wait, maybe not. Maybe not. So we have success. Dead load time.
Dude, K-drama is the best. What is wrong with you people? K-pop, K-drama, K-food. All the
You better get
time.
on it.
Now I'm a Koreaboo, as my friends call me. So no one dropped. So actually, we're gonna get into this.
Okay, cool.
Let's see. The top rights on Yansu, we're going to have our Teal Protoss. It is Romson.
And in the bottom left-hand corner, our Blue Zerg player from Samsung Galaxy. It is Solar.
Huh. I've never heard of German music. I've never heard German music, so I cannot
Can't Solar.
comment.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Top GM, huh? Wow. I didn't know Romson was like that high up because if you look at him, like his Wikipedia and all that sort of stuff, he has no sort of results to speak of, like occasional weekly tournaments, but he doesn't actually pop up in sort of IEMs, home story cups, dream hacks, whatever. He's a pretty quiet dude, but he's actually really good.
Mm-hmm. They're having a fun little chat. Solar is actually really fun to chat with. I guess he knows more English than I guess most like people who aren't going to foreign events do.
Yeah.
So I chatted with him and he was pretty funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Awesome.
that was the one where I just like typed in Korean and he thought it was really funny when Rifkin called me a white girl.
Uh,
Solar and the other guy just like lolled. Pretty. Caps, everything. They're pretty funny.
yeah, I sometimes talk in Korean to people that I'm like fangirls of. I'm like, hello, I'm a big fan or
Yeah.
something like that. And then they start to speak to me in Korean. I'm like, oh, I'm sorry, that's where my Korean stops. That's all I know.
I was
It's
tempted
cool
to
that
like
they
copy
reply.
paste something. Yeah. But
Yeah,
K-pop, best pop. K-pop is like 90s. That's what I'm thinking. I love 90s music like
yeah,
Spice Girls and Backstreet Boys, and I feel like K-pop is like exactly like that. So that's why I like it.
yeah. They know how to do boy bands right.
They
So,
do.
no.
Boy
Boy
bands,
bands, this
girl
One Direction.
bands.
Psh, no,
Yeah,
yeah, they
One
don't know where
Direction
it's at.
sucks. They
Yeah.
don't. They really don't. It's all about the dance moves. It's all about knowing the song and knowing the dance moves to the song. You know? That's not
Yeah,
really
well,
there in any other
it's the whole
like
package.
music. It's the whole package. Other music, like I don't know what the hell Britney Spears danced to in whatever song she did. Probably something really slutty, but
Yeah.
I don't do that. I can't even like sway my hips like they do in Korean
No, no,
pop videos.
I
But
can't.
oh well.
Dancing, I think maybe because we're nerds or something, but us dancing would probably be pretty horrifying. I'm like one of those really awkward people at clubs that just kind of stand there. I'm like, please let me leave. It's so terrible in here.
If I'm really like if I'm kind of drunk or something, I'll definitely dance like Monica. Like that's the only dance I'm ever gonna dance. Like I'm never gonna try and dance legit. I'm just gonna be like fat
Yeah,
suit. Like that's all.
yeah.
That's all we're. So, anyways, got a game going on right now. Nothing happened, obviously. Yeah, it's
Nice segment. Yeah,
perfect segue. Uh,
yeah.
uh,
Gateway expand from Gateway expand from Romson, and of course the Speedling follow up from Solar. Nothing too interesting, so don't worry. Our dance and K-pop conversation hasn't lost you any intel or anything.
no, it has not. So definitely getting into the mid game, and everything is going pretty right. So I did open with speed, so I didn't go to that 3 hatch no gas. So not the most economical, but he does exchange that for map control.
Yeah, and once you see in that gateway first, you kind of have to, just in case he's going to pressure. I mean, zealot pressure is certainly really common on this map. Even with a forge, some people like to get the +1 alongside that, just to make it a little more difficult, because the third is a bit tricky to defend on this map, especially if you haven't knocked down the rocks yet. But, so far we just have the mothership coming out, a mothership core rather, coming out to have a look-see.
And it's gonna be able to like poke away at this for pretty much a rather long time because yeah, those rocks are not broken. The queens will take forever to get over there, but no, he gives it up Goes to see maybe, what can he see elsewise? Probably not a whole lot. Queen's already in position. There wouldn't be much to see, but it's already ready. It's always better to know that than not know that. And does Solar have position? Yeah, he does. He has 2 overlords in position. Both can suicide anytime. A Ling got in here. Somehow, it saw not a whole lot. Yeah, not a whole lot.
Seeing not a whole lot is better than seeing nothing at all. At least he more or less knows that there's nothing fishy going on at the moment. Gets an idea of how many gates he's on and whatnot. Sees the natural gas with the Overlord too, so he knows it's just being taken now. Knows he has a little bit of extra time to drone, but with these extra group of Lings coming in, which might actually slip in, not quite. That he does have to have a few units out on the field just to contend with this in case it gets a little bit sticky.
So this is just going to be off of 3 gateways. The forge is going on behind this, so he's definitely looking, it's not going to be a whole lot of warp ins. Just going to see what he can do. And the Militia, of course, there and ready to recall. Definitely does not want to lose the sentries. Zealots, they're, you can kind of throw them away, not really care, but definitely want to save the sentries. Counterattack forces a force field, but that's all it gets. And with Ling speed and 6 roaches popping out, this attack should do pretty much nothing.
Yep. Oh, we might actually get the Queen, which would be really nice.
Whoa, nice force fields.
And even a little drone getting trapped in there, gonna get, actually doing alright, so right, and it lives. It survives, he recalls out just as the units come out for Solar, so really nice timing there, forces the units out, and loses nothing in return. So, Queen pick off, pretty good result out of there. And with all these sentries, it would actually be cool to see him drop like a Twilight Council or something behind this and go for the blink, because you can do some really nice pushes with that on this map, even with Immortals in there too. Let's do it like a delayed 2 or 3 base sort of push with a huge amount of units. That can be really, really hard to hold on this map because the rush distance actually really isn't that long, and you get that high ground position where you're coming down this ramp, and the Zerg can just never engage you if you get up there.
Robo is on the way. Should be coming on at least, 1 Immortal, maybe 2 before he tries to go up to the Colossus. And Overseer sees everything that's going on, so it sees, obviously not a lot of gateways, and she's probably going to expect a 3rd to be going down. Hasn't technically scouted it, but should know. This attack is it's pretty much a fake. I mean, it's moving out, but it's just going to stop Solar from droning up a little bit. He's only at 61 drones, not the ideal, so it's further halting his progress in that area, as well as, putting just a little bit of pressure on so he feels a little bit more control. And once again, good force build.
I didn't actually expect him to commit to this, but I mean, he's got such a great position. You're right, the force fields are spectacular. He's going to be able to get up in here and try and be really annoying. He's like, units out for Solar, and he's got another 20 Lings on the way. But again, he doesn't have to commit. He can just continue poking away at teams and then just recall out as soon as things get a little scary for him.
6 drones have died so far. He's used up pretty much all his force fields, and that is the key to get out of there. And that he does. So that was pretty worth it. I don't believe he's lost any sentries, and that's really the important thing. Immortals are also on the way out, so they will be there if there was a counterattack, but Sora looks to be in no hurry. In fact, he is getting a Spire. At this stage, I actually would expect it to be a muta transition, so he's going to try and take care of a lot of the stalkers and sentries with this little task force, and then transition as he builds up that gas bank.
Yeah, it's a little scary though, because he is actually going to go for the blink. He's got the Immortals coming down too, and blink stalkers are pretty good against mutas, although that's not where his only focus is going to be. His reinforcing warp-ins will be stalkers when he actually moves out. Since his 3rd is up and running and he's got the right amount of units to go with, got that blink, got that +2. So he could actually be in a spot of bother if he hits just as those mutas are starting to come out, but we've seen Solar do mutas already once before, and even when it did look a little bit tight, he managed to pull it out very nicely, in terms of not getting the mutas caught too much and getting a nice ball of mutas up so that he could actually push the main force back. So we'll have to see what happens here. He's still threatening a lot with his Roach Linkers.
And during that game that he went for Mutalist, there was like, kind of a scary moment right there. And if Romson, I doubt Romson was actually looking because there are multiple games played at the same time. So unfortunately, Romson would not have seen that game. But if he had, maybe he would have tried to take advantage of it more so than the other Protoss did. 12 mutas are on the way. No air upgrade as of yet. The Hallucinated Phoenix where is that Spire? It did see the Spire. I'd say it's safe to assume it's going to be Mutalist. He'll probably want to check again though, just to make sure.
Well, he's hit the timing very nicely with all those mutas coming out right now. 10 gateways are just finishing up now, so it looks to be prime time for Romson to start moving out, and this is going to be like perfect preparation. for this attack. I mean, he can pick off so much, especially if he's not quite ready for the mutas, and he is indeed going for a huge counterattack, not even bothering to take Protoss Force on at his own base. Forces a recall.
Yeah. Looks like Romson wanted to try and maybe attack before the mutas got out, but unfortunately missed that timing quite a bit. Lings are inside the main. The Roaches could go there too, but no, they check. They actually just get out of there. Doesn't want to give them away quite yet, I suppose. Lings are, you know, a lot more easy to give away than Roaches. Burrow has also been used here. He did research that along with building the Spire, and he's using it to very good use, not only burrowing inside the main, but also burrowing Lings here and there around the map to have good vision. I think it's really, really cool. It's also, after a while, it actually gets really, really annoying. Is there an observer out on the map? There is not. So,
No.
well, he's going to want to get...
At the very least, yeah, he's going to need that for sure. The Muse is just going to abuse the hell out of his positioning here because the Protoss army, you know, with the Sim City, is actually kind of hurting him in being able to defend this. And he does have some Archons in now, which is going to help him a lot. So that if he positions them nicely enough, hopefully the Muse will take a nice big volley or two and he'll be able to soften some of that up. Oh no! Oh
Wow.
dear.
Big oversight not to replace that with something, anything at all. So the Archons, they would have done great against just the Mulas, but now they're just being overrun by Lings. That is 3 Archons down for not very much at all. Solar continuously pumping out units. He is on 78 drones. He no longer needs to make drones at all. Getting a 4th and a 5th. Counterattack from Romson with about half of his army, I'd say. The other half is trying to clean everything up, but it's not doing such a good job. Now this might be okay for Romson. Like, if he kills maybe another hatch, definitely needs at least one more hatch though.
Yeah, I mean, there's still 4 bases up, so if you can move the drones over to the new 4th, he'll be okay. And we've still got Lynx chewing away at everything. The burrow, like you mentioned, is actually extending the lifetime of those units, so once he thinks that he's cleaned it up, there's probably still going to be a few stray units left over. And he's sending the mutas home now to deal with this other half of the force. Only a few stalkers in here, and these are some money units that aren't going to be with his force any longer as soon as the mutas move up and take it out.
Yeah. Ronson's doing a decent job, probably better than I expected, but I still think Solar's going to have this game. The force is now going to be taken out. It's just too, it's not split up, you know, absolutely perfectly, although I don't think really there was an absolutely perfect way to split up that army. It was just too small. Romson gives up his main for the most part. Does save the Nexus, but he lost a bunch of gateways, a bunch of tech, including the Templar Archives, which is probably the most important. Archons defending your base is very, very key. And this is going to be the last attack. Timer does not work on air units, doesn't help out too much. Solar will win this game number 1.
Yeah, he's doing the best he can with what he has left. Nice blinks, but too little too late. GG. And Solar will take game number 1 in this best of 5 series. One step closer to that $100, which I'm sure looks very juicy to him.
Yeah.